So, I turned in my CPAP machine today. Fun story. I got the mail yesterday. In the mail I had 2 letters. One that looked suspiciously familiar, and one that was all manner of brand new. The suspiciously familiar letter was the letter from my insurance company, telling me that I don't have another bill that I'm about to have to pay. The new letter was the bill that the first letter told me not to pay, but that I was going to have. I mean, it's essentially, this isn't a bill, don't pay this, but we're running a tab for you, and at some point we're going to make you pay that. So I got the you're about to get a bill the same day that I got the bill that I was being warned about. The bill was for roundabouts $100 for the CPAP machine. Now, nobody told me I was renting this fucking thing. The entirety of the time I've gone through this process, nobody has told me that I'm paying for anything. It's just, I just get charged for it. Like, I knew I was going to wind up having to pay money for all this shit, but I didn't know how ridiculous it was going to get. So, obviously, that made me wicked pissed. So I called the lady to find out about where the fuck they are, what their hours are, to see when I was going to be able and what I was going to have to do to be able to bring back the CPAP machine. And she told me, over the phone, she told me that they weren't going to be able to accept it without a letter from my doctor saying that my doctor is discontinuing usage. And I was kind of like, okay, well, what are your hours? She said they close at 5, and I'm like, well, that's good. Thank you very much. Hung up. Today, I went up there, well, I went down there, to give them the CPAP machine back. And I walked in, and I said, I'm here to return this. And she took my name, she took my date of birth, and then she goes, I don't, did you get a notice to discontinue? And I said, from your doctor? I said, I haven't seen the doctor yet. And she said, oh, well, I can't take this until we get that. And I said, oh, well, I'm not leaving this building with that thing. And she went, well, that's fine, but if you don't leave with it, then we're going to have to keep billing you for it. Because we're not really allowed legally to take it from you unless we have the notice to discontinue because of liability. And I'm like, liability for what? And she said, well, like if you leave here now and get into an accident because of your sleep apnea, then we'd be liable for that. And I'm like I didn't say this to her because I wasn't at the point yet where I was going to get rude. But I'm like, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, if I leave here and get into an accident, you're seriously going to tell me that there's a court in the world that's going to believe, well, he had sleep apnea, and that's like narcolepsy, as opposed to motherfucker fell asleep because he's an insomniac. Like, and I'm like, you realize I'm an insomniac. Like, the sleep apnea is fucking the least of my goddamn problems. It's getting to sleep. I'm fine with staying asleep. I just wake up really fucking early now, and it takes me forever to go to sleep. I wake up 1 to 2 hours before my alarm. Not because I'm out of breath, not because I'm struggling to breathe. I don't wake up gasping, ever. But it's because, fucking, I just wake up now. I get to sleep 5 to 6 hours. That's just my schedule. Unfortunately, it's not enough. My body thinks 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours is good enough for me. Everything else about me says, no, this isn't enough sleep. You're tired all the time. So, right? Sleep apnea, least of my fucking worries. And you want to know what one of the things that triggers my insomnia is? Fucking stress. I'm on the verge of bankruptcy now. Like, I'm literally at the point where anything else happens, and I'm fucked. Like, I'm just gonna have to go bankrupt, and that's just gonna be it. Like, I just, sorry, that's gonna be it. Like, there's the fuck else I can do. Like, there ain't shit else I can do about it. So, I'd say my stress levels are pretty fucking high at this point. So, in case you were wondering, no, not sleeping great. So anyways, so I said, well, I'm not going to be taking this. Like, that's not going to happen, and that's a thing. So you need to be able to wrap your mind around that. And she said, well, if you don't take it, I'm going to have to keep billing you. And I said, well, I'm not going to pay for something that's not in my possession. And she said, I totally understand that. And I said, good. And I turned around to leave, and she said, but if you don't take it, I'm going to keep billing you for it. And I said, well, you can do whatever you want, but I ain't going to fucking pay it. And she went, okay, hon. And I said, yeah, thanks, cunt. And I fucking logged out. To say that I'm extraordinarily angry about all of this is to do a disservice to what extraordinarily angry means. I'm wicked pissed. Like, I'm about I'm almost mad. I've always said that for me, being mad is like the top tier. That's where somebody's gonna get hurt. If I get mad, somebody gets hurt. You know, that's where I see red, and my actions are not my own anymore. I'm fueled entirely by rage at that point. Right? So, like, you're fine with seeing me angry. You don't want to see me mad. Somebody's going to get hurt. Most likely, it's going to be me. More often than not, it's me. Because I do things like punch walls or whatever, right? And that shit just hurts myself. I've never struck another human being in anger in all of my life. But only because I have an extreme control over my anger. I punch walls instead. But I have come very close before. So that's why I tell people, somebody's going to get hurt. Might be me. Might be the first time it's not. You know? So I'm almost there. I'm almost mad. I'm definitely past the point where I'm willing to be rude to strangers. Call them cunt. It's going to be really interesting when I go to see my doctor in a week from tomorrow, because I'm going to have to understand that this isn't her fault. That of everybody in this situation, like, she's still the coolest with me. Because she was the one that was actually willing and capable of saying, your problems are beyond me. The sleep professionals, they weren't willing to admit that my problems are beyond them. They just said, well, we're just going to try random things and charge you out the ass for it until we figure something out. I don't have the disposable income to be able to do that. So, no. So I get to tell my doctor next week that she is now on a very fucking short leash, and I'm going to be approving all of nothing for at least the next 2 years. And I'm going to look at her dead in the eyes and say, if I get a heart attack, I'm going to try and walk it off. This is the position I'm in now. Right? So, there you go. Like, this is not going to happen. Like, the way that our system, I'm not advocating the government take over anything. I think the government should give over a lot of control on a lot of things that it has control over, because it's a piece of shit. Once the government gets control of something, it doesn't fucking care anymore. Because there's no politics in, we need to run things better. That's actually really bad politics. To say, yeah, we're the government, and we run this, and we run it fucked. And we need to run shit better, right? Once the government is running something, they're running it the better than they've ever been run before. Just look at Obamacare. Everybody wants to keep that hunk of shit now, for whatever fucking reason. Right? So I guess everybody was wrong, you know, when they said once you give people something, they're never going to want to give it up, no matter how shitty it is. And all the Democrats said, no. If it's really shitty, we'll be able to get rid of it. And I went... And now we're stuck with Obamacare. Why? Because no matter how shitty it is, y'all motherfuckers won't get rid of it. So, now my deductible is out the ass. And I can't afford to pay it if they decide to lump it all on me in a year. Like, I went from pre-Obamacare having a deductible that would have been manageable for me. Thank God I was healthy back then and didn't need to go to the doctor. And now that I'm getting older and all of my fucked up shit that I should have dealt with when I was a child, to be totally honest with you, all this shit should have been dealt with when I was a fucking child, but whatever. I was just a willful child. Who gives a shit? I have to deal with all this shit now, because now in my older age, it's fucking with me a lot more. I can't deal with not sleeping for days and then just getting up and going to work. I can't do that shit. I'm useless when I don't sleep. I'm utterly fucking useless. I can't concentrate on anything. I can't keep a thought in my head. I could barely fucking move. But I can't sleep either. Fun how that works. So now my deductible's out the ass because Obama thought he was a fucking savior of mankind and you all fucking went for it. And now I'm fucked. Now I'm well and truly squarely fucked. I can't do anything else. Like, thank God these are $5 a month. I can afford $5 a month. I'll just pick a day that I don't eat fucking lunch that month. So, I've turned in my CPAP machine. I called the poor lady at the front desk a cunt. She didn't deserve it. Like, she didn't deserve it. I will say this. Or maybe she did. She just, like, was refusing to listen to what I was trying to say and refusing to acknowledge that I was onto the game. Like, I came in and said, hi, you're using this to fuck me in the ass. I'm not going to get fucked in the ass anymore by you. And she went, well, legally we're required to continue fucking you in the ass. And I said, okay, well, I don't give a shit. And I walked out. Like, why the fuck they think their liability means anything to me, I don't fucking know. Like, is that supposed to mean something? Am I supposed to feel bad for you? That I could get into an accident and you could lose your practice over it? Good. Honestly, with the way that I've been treated by you guys, good. I'd say that sounds like justice. And as I'm driving home, right, fully pissed off, going about 95 down the expressway and weaving through traffic, it did finally occur to me that I was going 95 and weaving dangerously through traffic, that it's entirely possible I could get into an accident and die, and it would be because I'm pissed off at them, not because I fell asleep. And then the thought occurred to me that, boy, wouldn't that just be awesome if my parents sued them anyways. Just because they could. Fuck it. That'd be great. So, but unfortunately, I didn't die. So I'm still very tired. And yeah, I'm still fucking very much in debt. And more and more every day. But yeah, that really threw me for a fucking loop. Like, I don't understand how they're able to just, like, not tell you anything about what you're gonna owe. Nobody told me. The first person that told me about any sort of, like, charge I was gonna get was the lady that was on the phone with me yesterday. When I said I want to return the CPAP because I didn't realize you guys were going to be fucking me in the ass and I'd like that to stop as soon as possible. And she said, well, you're still going to get charged. Like, that was the only time anybody mentioned to me that I was going to get charged. After the fucking had well and truly started, then they said, oh, and we're going to charge you on top of that. So, yeah. Because of the way that being apparently how medicine works these days, they get to just saddle you with charges and debt and then tell you that it's illegal for them to stop. Because I guess now that's how the medical field works, I'm not going to be a part of it anymore. Like, I'm not going to be a part of it anymore. I honestly, I don't think I'm going to really be a part of it anymore. Like, this probably about as far as I'm going to go. Beyond that, I'm just not going to be a part of it anymore. Like, all the other things that are going wrong with me, I'm just going to wait until one of them fucking kills me. I'm done with it. I don't trust the medical field anymore at all. Like, I like my doctor. Like I said, I don't blame her for this. She was the one who was willing to admit I was beyond her help. And she tried to send me to somebody that she thought could help me. I can't fault her for any of this. The only thing I can fault her for is the $150 blood work that, I'll be honest, I had been kind of wanting to get anyways for a while, because it'd been a while since I'd got that done. So I was fine with paying for that, and I knew that was going to be a couple $100. But all the rest of this shit, I didn't find out I was paying any of it until I got bills. So, yeah, whatever. I'm thinking about calling my insurance company and letting them know that they're trying to bill them and I don't have possession of the object anymore, so that at the very least it'll cut that off. And then when they send me bills, like, I'll pay this one. Well, maybe I'll do it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it after next month. I don't know. But I'll pay this one, and then I'm willing to pay the next one I get, because I've had it for almost 2 months. And I'm not gonna be a dick and like prorate it for them. I'll pay the 2 months. Anything after that, fuck them. I ain't paying shit. And they can sue me for it, as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm done with this shit. I don't fucking care anymore. So, yep. It took me, what? 4 months. 4 months. It took the medical profession 4 months to fully disillusion me with it again. So, yeah. It's no wonder there's so many people that would love the government to take over the medical profession, but I gotta tell you, you think shit's bad now.